host of the Gridiron.
Man, I mean, I came on one of the videos I did was I was talking about Alvin Kamara, right? One of my videos was like, who's going to stop Alvin Kamara, right? Because he had I think 894 yards coming into the game, and he was averaging like a little over 4 yards a carry. And Nacho was out. We got Jordon in there, and yeah, I mean, it's just like, who these guys? Sexy's not in there, obviously, and Caracay's out. I was like, who the heck's going to stop? Because they were averaging 130 yards a game. The Saints. Let me see here. Pop it up. Here we go. All right. Rushing average yards a game. 131 yards a game they're averaging. Alvin Kamara had 894 yards. So he was averaging 4.3. He was averaging 74.5 yards per game. But, I mean, the Giants haven't stopped anybody all year. I mean, for the most part. I mean, I don't know. I was almost like man, we're in trouble. They're just going to keep feeding this guy. I could easily see him getting well over 100 yards. And a matter of fact, in the video I said, I said, look for Alvin Kamara because he had 894. Right? So I said he needs 106 yards to get 1,000. So I look for Alvin Kamara to get his 1,000 yards in this game. Right? No. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of little whatever you want to call it, like the one touchdown they had where I can't remember who the guy was. Was it Kamara? Is he the one that scored? No, Miller. Where we stopped him. I mean, Miller had 10 carries of 32 yards, but how we hit him at the 3, right around there, and then we stood him up, and then of course his cavalry came and pushed him into the end zone. That was a little embarrassing, Miller, yeah, that was a little bit embarrassing. There was I remember Taysom Hill. I don't know, it was the last time we played him. I don't know if it was last year. I know there was one of the times when Taysom Hill got hit at the 2 or 3 yard line, something like that. And he almost powered his way into the end zone. One of our cornerbacks or somebody was trying to tackle him and he just couldn't. He just powered. It was just that was a little embarrassing. That was definitely was a little bit embarrassing. But I mean, I was like, man, I don't even know how many passes Carr would have to throw. Just go back there and just keep handing the ball off. We can't stop anybody. We're not going to. I mean, not that the Saints had the greatest running attack in all football. Averaging 130 yards a game is pretty good. I'm saying, but Alvin Kamara is, he was averaging, I think it was 4.3 yards a carry. He gets, I think it was 17 carries a game. So what did he wind up here? He had 17, which is his average. I think it was his average was 17 carries, but 44 yards. His longest was 16. So that meant his other 16 carries, he had 28 yards. He averaged 1.5 yards a carry. Take away that 1 16-yard run. I mean, they carried the ball 33 times for 92 yards, 2.8 yards a carry. And you take away Derek Carr, who scrambled 2 times or ran 2 times, right? So you take his, so they ran the ball 31 times for 80 yards. Pretty much like the backs and all. But even you put Carr's couple runs in there, they ran 33 times for 92 yards. It's you look at, right? I mean, now some of these guys, these tackles are from special teams. But, Jordan Riley, Ty Summers had a tackle. Strowman had a tackle. Elijah Chatman had 3 tackles. Jordon was in there for 3 tackles. Isaiah Simmons had 3. Dory Jackson had 3. Kayvon had 3. Bernsey with 4. Belton with 5. Elijah Garcia, he had 5. Tyler Nubin, he was in there with 5. Pinnock had 6. Tre Hawkins with the interception, right? He had 6. Muasau, McFadden, the two. So I was shocked about that. I was very impressed about that because I was kind of like, one of the things is, if you can control the defensive tackles, maybe one of the guards or somebody gets to the second level and takes out the linebackers. Right? Because then we got a Caracase not in there, So we got McFadden and Muasau in there. It's like, oh man, this could be a long afternoon. Luck scrambling for yards was at least exciting for the. Oh yeah. Yep. But then the one thing was like last week against the Cowboys is one scramble wound up causing a fumble. He didn't secure the ball well enough. He was trying to scramble for I don't even know if he would have gotten it. He might have been a yard or so short, but he was trying to scramble, trying to make something happen, trying to run for the first down. And he got hit and he fumbled the ball, and the Cowboys got it. And like 6 plays later, they scored a touchdown. But, you got to give the guy some credit there. Absolutely. He tries to make some things happen. So, got to give him some credit. But, I was like, and the thing is here, it's like, Muasau and McFadden, they combined for 19 tackles. Freaking McFadden. He's one of those guys like, sometimes you'll have a couple really good games and they have maybe a little bit of a stinker or whatever. He had 5 tackles for loss, especially at that one thing was toward the end of the game. It was like third and 3. Let me pop it up. Can I get it up here? I think it should show it. Right? End of the game. Is this it? Does this show it right here? 3rd and 2nd and 9. 4th and 18, 3rd and no, what? 2nd and 8? Yeah, maybe that's not it. McFadden had a nice tackle. Is this it? Oh, it was 3rd and 1. Yeah, 3rd and 1. The Saints at their and then of course then we wound up throwing an interception, but it was 3rd and 1. Okay. The Saints had the ball at the 39-yard line. They gave the ball to Miller. He ran to the left. McFadden diagnosed it perfectly. He found an alley. He shot the alley. He caught Miller in the back. He lost a yard on that one. I was like, whoa. McFadden, McFadden, he really does good sometimes. Let me tell you what. There are times he has problems missing tackles. Sometimes he's not quite as effective as he is in other games. But this game here, what did I say he had? He had 11 tackles and Muasau had 8. Very, very impressive. I was absolutely shocked. Now we only had 2 sacks. We had 13 tackles for loss. 13. Man, damn. We only had 4 quarterback hits, I think it was. 4 quarterback hits and 2 sacks. So who we got? Burnsy and Kayvon. So 2 edge rushers got the sacks. So that's cool. So none of the defensive tackles got sacks, but we got to say who got Burnsy and Kayvon each had 2 quarterback hits. So basically Burnsy and Kayvon, those guys got the quarterback hits and the sacks. So we got nothing at all from our defensive, interior defensive linemen as far as, hits or anything like that. Now, I don't know, if you go to PFF and they, if they got a hurry or anything like that from our interior defensive linemen, but the quarterback hits and the sacks came from the edge rushers. So that's good. But tell you what, boy, I was very, very, very impressed. We've had a hard time stopping almost like anybody on the ground. We just gashed, right? What is this here? This is not us, right? I forgot how many. Let me pop it up here. I forgot how many yards per game the Giants were giving up on the ground. It's like 145 this season. on the ground. Oh, wait, I was going to show it. I'm not looking at the right stats here then. Kickoff return, rushing, receiving. Yeah. But it was like 145. Say it. Red zone down there. It says it somewhere. I'm just not picking it up right. But, I mean, we were giving up a ton of yards. And, of course, then, like, Nacho's not in there and Sexy's not in there. It's like, the problem is obviously, this week coming up, look for, I'd be shocked if we can continue to keep this streak up, especially because we got, let's see, obviously we got the Eagles coming up, right? Well, be interesting to see what the Eagles do because it's the last game of the season. The Eagles will probably have the division sewn up by then. Be interesting to see. Are they still in play for the home field advantage? Are they still in play for battling out who's a playoff position or anything like that? So it'd be interesting to see what the Eagles do the final game of the season. Do they rest some of their players? Do they put them in for half a game or what? That'd be interesting to see. But obviously, we're going up against quite possibly Saquon again, and then with the Ravens. So we got some juggernaut rushing offenses we're going up against, and if with Sexy not in there, I don't know if Nacho will be in there or not, and even if he is, I don't even know if he'll be 100% or not. But it would be fantastic if we can keep this up with the run defense because that absolutely is fantastic. But don't look for it to continue. I hope it does, but if the Ravens run all over us, I would not be surprised at all.